Hi and welcome back. So the question of this video is, are you feeling lost? I'm not going to get into politics. I'm not going to get into the state of the world. I'm going to give you my viewpoint. It's just an opinion. It's not backed up by anything else other than my life experience. And why should you listen to me? Well, I'm an old guy. Not a very old guy, but I'm an old guy. I'm 56 years old. I've been around the block. I've seen a few things. I've worked for some very large organisations and problem solved for an awful lot of them. And I've seen certain things over that period of time that lead me to think that I've got an opinion that might be useful. Might be useful. Might not be. But here goes. So there's a lot of videos being made about feeling lost, feeling stuck, feeling despondent, depressed. First thing I'm going to say is I'm a pessimist. So what has that got to do with anything? Well, my expectations in life are really, really low. They're very low. So I come from a background of very little. I won't go into my, distress Olympics or my trauma Olympics. No doubt I could win a triple gold if I wished to do so. But when I say I'm a pessimist, what do I mean? I mean my expectations are so low that when anything goes right, anything at all, it's a win. It's a win. I really appreciate the win. My expectation is that things will go wrong, and when they go right, wow, that's amazing. Now, a lot of people have a different view. I think it's called the hedonic treadmill. When people get something, it's great for the first 5 minutes, and then their interest in that thing might be a new car, might be a pay rise, might be a new job. Their interest, their climatizes up and then plateaus and then it drops off in terms of their interest levels. Why is that? Well, that's because we become adapted. We become adapted to that new thing, whatever it might be. And it's easy to do, and it's perfectly natural adaptation. That's how we move forward and progress, because if we were satisfied, like me, with living in a cardboard box, we would have moved out of the caves. Yeah, I'd have quite happily lived in a cave as long as it was warm and I had plenty of food. That would be fine for me. So we need people who are striving, go-getters, looking for the next thing. Now, what's the difference between today and say 30, 40 years ago? Well, they say that the past is a different country. Now, I would say and exaggerate that a little bit further and say it's like a different planet. 40 years ago would have been the 1980s. It was a time of fantastic opportunity, but it wasn't without its challenges. There were massive recessions, there were massive highs, there were stock market crashes, there was, the 70s again, even more sort of up and down. Human history is littered with change, forward progress, moving from one sort of thinking to another, and it's always traumatic. And that pace of change over the last 40 years, maybe even longer than that, has been accelerating. So it is perfectly normal and natural to feel lost. Yeah, you're not getting the chance to settle into one idea before a new idea comes along. And that can be discombobulating. So what's the answer? What's the solution? Well, several things. It means that we have to go back to, in my view, first principles. So some things just haven't changed. Now, I come from the world of hacking. Now, I'm going to make a statement now that will get all the tech bros up in arms. I like making provocative statements. So here's the first one. Tech has not changed in 50 years. At all. But AJ, the world is completely different. We've moved from, 2D graphics to, 3D holographic, blah, 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 blah. No, technology is the same. The underpinnings of technology have not changed. So if you're in technology, you'll know what an RFC is. An RFC is called request for comment. That's the basis of all of the protocols that have been created over a history of technology to, categorize and formulate the building blocks that allows all the rest of technology to work. For instance, HTTPS, it's been around since 2000, and it's changed. It's now up to version 1.3. Again, not that important. The point being, the basic principle hasn't changed. Okay? And so it is with, in my view, life. The basic building block of life have not changed. We've been told that they've changed. Who by? Who cares who by? We've been told that things that have remained pretty static for a long time have changed. And in my view, just for the record, they haven't. Nothing's changed. You can call something a different label, but it's still the same thing. And I'm sort of skirting around the subject a little bit here, but what I'm trying to get to is that the basic decency of human beings has not changed. The basic drives of human beings has not changed. The basic motivations and incentives have not changed. And therefore, if you're feeling lost, the chances that your neighbour is also feeling lost, that your children may be feeling lost, that your relatives may be feeling lost. Why are you feeling lost? Now, if you go back to the root cause of why you're feeling lost, it's because you're being told up is down, left is right, black is white, good is bad, and it's just not true. And that's all I'm going to say really on this. I don't want to get into any major political stand here. I don't have a political opinion really. I stay away from politics. I stay away from anything that I consider to be negative. There are two spheres of influence that you have. There's the stuff that is outside of your control, the world, everything, right? And there's the stuff that you and I can control. And what's that? What we think, what we feel, and what we do. It's as simple as that. That has not changed. We can worry ourselves, we can catastrophize, we can, worry about all the sorts of things that we are not going to be able to change, that will happen even if we don't want them to, or we can also challenge ourselves to do the things that we can do, the things that matter most to us. And that will take me to my next video. So, you're not on your own. We are with you. We're all in this together. And this too will pass. And with that, I wish you a fantastic day. If you like what you're hearing, if you want to disagree, if you want to add to the debate, please feel free to comment below and click the notification bell and like this video, and I will see you the next time around.